Hey team, Coach Ben here to talk about our upcoming season. In the fall, we played with the 2-3-2-1 formation. It worked well at times, and not so well at other times. We've learned many things from it and I want to get better. One of the biggest takeaways was that we were not ready for playing as wide and as expansive as that formation would allow. So for this season, we will be transitioning to the 3-2-3 formation as our default. This is not significantly different from the 2-3-2-1 formation from the fall. The first shift that happens is the center midfielder drops more into a defensive role and becomes a center defensive mid. I want this player to have the freedom to step into interceptions and make tackles as necessary. The next change is that the cams, the center attacking midfielders, drop deeper and become center midfielders. This is to give us more control in the middle of the field and help with the transition from defense to offense and help us maintain possession longer. Finally, the wingers are no longer as defensive and move forward into attacking roles. This will give them an ability to be an outlet and conserve energy for attack. Overall, this should give us more possession in the middle of the field and make it easier to find and make passes and fortify the defense. So as we look at the formation on the chart here, when we're in a neutral position, we're in the 3-2-3 formation. I will cover each of the positions individually on the upcoming slides. But it is important to note the role of the wingers and the impact they have on the defense and offense. On defense, we look like a 3-4-1, ready to defend the goal at all costs. The difference between the old and new formation has the wingers not dropping as deeply to cover defense. With a third defender and two center midfielders, the CBs are expected to defend wide if necessary. I still want the striker to stay out top, but he needs to be attentive to break up passes and be ready for a quick counterattack. When we transition into offense and the wingers get forward, we play in a 2-1-2-3 formation. This will seem similar to the fall formation, except a little more offensive, and the critical differentiator is the wingers and how far forward they are getting. Now a little bit more detail about the positions. First up are the center backs. Two center defenders that will remain central to the field, but will move wide to defend as necessary. They will move forward on attack and serve as trail options. The one central defensive midfielder will play as a holding midfielder. This defender will need to be aggressive in making interceptions and tackling. A lot of freedom is provided to this player. This player will be responsible to support every player as a pass outlet. When the team is in possession, this player will focus on two-touch passing. The two wide wingers will be responsible for commanding the flanks. In this new formation, they will be further forward with less emphasis on defense. These roles will work with the center defensive midfielders, the center mids, and the striker to move the ball forward into attacking positions. The two center midfielders will act as the connection between the midfield and defenders and the striker. These players' role in offense is to immediately play passes to the striker, the overlapping wingers, or their partner center midfielder. The expectation is that these players will be getting into shooting positions just outside the box. The one central striker will be up top. Though they need to be focused on attacking, he needs to utilize his teammates, particularly the center midfielders and the wingers. Balls will be played over the top to run onto, or give and goes with teammates. And pressing the opposing defenders will help win the ball back. The goal kicks. This is something that we need to work on as a team. I want our wide center backs to get wide for goal kicks, about at the edge of the penalty box and even with the ball. I also want to work on organization. I would like for the goalie to either yell out a number or a color, and for the entire team to understand if that means the right side or the left side. So, when a goalie yells out a number, any number, we are going up the right side of the field. If it is any color, we're going to go to the left side of the field. This is to help prepare everybody to go to the right side of the field or the left side of the field as the ball starts moving. So for this example, let's go wide to the right and assume the goalie yelled out a number. When the ball comes to our center back out wide, he will first need to control the ball and then make a decision about what pass to make. When that ball is passed over, the center defensive mid will be coming over for support. The center mid from the right side will be sliding all the way out to the line. The right side winger I want hugging the touchline. If he comes back to get the ball, he will bring his defender back into the congestion and make it harder for the team to pass the ball around. I want him and the striker to stay forward at this point, and the striker to stay central to keep the defenders away. The center mid, center back, and winger from the other side of the field will shift to the middle to be pass outlets or to cover on defense if we turn it over. At this point, the center back has 4 good pass options. In order of preference, the best option is the center midfielder, who can now pass it to the other center midfielder, striker, center defensive midfielder, or trail it back to the same center back so they can one-time kick it up the field further. The second best option is to play the ball over the center midfielder to the winger. If the center back has the strength to kick it that far, and once the winger gets it, they should pass to either the center midfielder or striker. This pass should be a give and go, and the return pass should be a one-timer into the corner. My third preferred option is a pass to the middle to where the other center midfielder has moved. With this center midfielder having the ball, they have the opportunity to go to the right side or the left side, and they should look to take one touch to settle it, and the next touch should be to pass it. And the final option is to make the pass to the center defensive midfielder, if there are no other options. Now, a little bit more detail about field positions and actions. Depending on where we are on the field, we should be prioritizing our actions. We have spent a lot of time at practice working on skill moves and developing our confidence in dribblers, but we need to be aware and focus on how we win, and that is as a team. There are areas of the field where dribbling is a good idea, but most of the field, it is more important to work with your teammates and pass the ball. I have broken down the field into several areas. Each area has 2 directions. The first one listed is the priority. This is the one that you should try to do first. The second one is the backup option. Let's start in our defensive zone, the red zone. This zone is red because I do not want any dribbling. I want to see passes moving the ball away from our goal. If you cannot pass to someone outside, clear it to the outside, not to the middle. I would rather them have a throw-in than a chance to shoot at the goal. The next zone is the central middle third, the possession zone. This is the area of the field where the ball will be most of the time, whether on offense or defense. In this zone is our opportunity to move the ball around their team. Give and goes, wall passes, crosses, through balls, lofts, etc. are all good options here. The other teams are fast and pressure us quickly. We need to play like we have no time, so we need to focus on 1, 2, or 3 touches only. The next zones are the wing zones. This is where dribbling is okay, but only if there is space. The focus is still to make passes here. Wingers need to pass to CMs and striker, and expect to get the ball right back further up the field. Pass and move is the objective here, and dribbling when they can go forward. Players in this zone should be looking to cross the ball as they get closer to the goal, before they get to the corner zone. In the corner zone, our target is to get the ball to the scoring zone. The first choice is a cross, and to make that cross early and be quick. The second option is to trail it to a CM, who can then cross it. Our build-up target was to get to the corner zone, but we want to move the ball from this zone as quickly as possible to the scoring zone. And the final zone is our scoring zone. In the scoring zone, we need to be working as a team. And when I mean working as a team, if you have the ability to take a shot, take the shot. But pay attention to where your teammates are, and if they are in better shooting positions, either let them take the shot or give them the pass to take the shot. Our goal is to take a lot of shots this season, and that means working together as a team through passes. Give and goes, 1 and 2 touch passes are going to be key this season. I want to see a lot of passes. Well, thank you for listening today, and let's go Eagles.